about to go now.
Okay.
What is up, guys? It's Brillymister here, and we have a very special guest today. Castle Wars, or Omar, is with us today, and basically I'm going to talk to him about what he thinks of updates and a load of questions that you guys have suggested. So first of all, could you introduce yourself? Who are you?
Hello, I'm Omar. My YouTube channel is Omastardo, and my in-game name is Castle Wars, although it actually used to be Omastardo as well.
Yeah, basically he's fairly famous. He was first-person trim comp game. Didn't they based it around like the requirements you had because you've done a ridiculous amount of Castle Wars games?
Sort of. I mean, it's the style of gameplay that I do, which is just like finishing all the completable and unlockable stuff. So it could be considered off of my account since I was the only one who had all of that stuff done, but I'd say it was more just off the style of gameplay. There's a thread in, I forget which forum it is, made by Lizifer, and she put a list of all of the completionist type content, and I'd say it was more based off of that list.
Yeah, so when it first came out, were there like a couple of things that you had to do still, or did you have it like straight off?
I thought I had done all the stuff, but evidently I hadn't done the Goblin Priest burial, and I hadn't done the Clarence Hand in the Sand burial, so I just had to do like 15 minutes of that to finish it up. They usually, when people ask, I usually just say I had everything because it's a bother explaining that.
Yeah, I can say
Yeah.
most people probably won't even know what those are. I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
second one sort of related to that is what sort of like draws you to liking mini games so much, like especially Castle Wars obviously has your name and the fact you've done 5,000 games. Like, what do you enjoy so much about mini games in general?
Well, they're different from the rest of RS in that most of them are not just grinding through skills and just sitting there. I mean, I do AFK a lot of Castle Wars, so that could be considered like grinding a skill. But in general, it's more interesting, more distracting, and people who do them aren't really doing them for ranks as much. It's more just for fun.
Yeah, I used to go to Castle Wars, like you got to remember, like back to like say 5 or 6 years ago, when I don't know about you, probably were still maxed then. But back when you're like you're 50 combat and you first get your first like month of members, like right first thing right Castle Wars. I swear that's what every member first thing they did was straight to Castle Wars.
Yeah, I remember Castle Wars a bit way back then. I remember Slayer just come out and there would be a high level with like a granite maul, and it would be like, oh my god, he's got a granite maul.
Oh yeah,
I think they had the good spec back then though.
Yeah.
I don't really recall exactly, but yeah.
I say, my first memory of Castle was Ice Barrage. Like, I didn't know what it was, and I was just like, because I just become members, obviously, I come in there, I was still using, like, I think I might have had, like, Addy at that time or something. You just come in straight Addy, and then someone just comes in Ice Barrage, and you're like, what is that? I want that, and I always aspired to get Ice Barrage.
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on to, how did you first get into RS, and, like, how long have you been playing?
I started in early 2005, and it was my brother who introduced me to it, and he had found out about it from some of his friends, so I just saw him playing, and I decided it looked interesting.
I can say there's a lot of people like that, because obviously you've got Trim Complicate, but you just, like, assume that, I don't know, sort of, like, you've been playing since, like, almost, like, '02 sort of time, when, in reality, you've been playing, like, about the same amount of time as me, just, I, like, had long periods of time where I quit, basically.
Yeah, I play a lot, and I took a little bit of a break for 1 year, but I've pretty much played constantly.
Yeah, I always used to go through stages. I'd do something. Get like scammed or something back when I was like a noob, and I'd like rage quit for like a year and a half. I just come back, make back like 2 mil, and then get scammed again and rage quit. A couple of these questions were made like a little bit before. Obviously, the stuff like RuneSpan out. One was, what was your opinion on RuneSpan before it came out? Like, what did you think it was gonna be like? But as it's always out now.
I sort of expected it to be like it is, to be honest. I didn't expect it to be quite so AFK, but I did expect it to be non-profit and quick runecraft experience.
I was thinking when it first came out, my idea was going to be like just completely like, no fit for like the first 2 weeks, because always when these updates, like Flash Powder Factory, it always comes out and like it's really good XP, and then they realise it's too good and they'll nerf it. So my idea was go there for a couple of weeks and hope they nerf it. But they did do a little nerf on it, didn't they? Like
The nodes. Well, I think it was more of a bug, but the nodes, there were too many high-level nodes spawning or something like that.
Yeah, and then they like nerfed it, and there was like not very many, and then as soon as the rune spear spawned, you just had like node spam everywhere.
Yeah.
I think I got a couple of screenshots somewhere. I'll see if I can overlay them on the back of the video somewhere when I'm editing it. But it was like first, it's like a couple of days there, you know, on like the floor 3, I can't remember why, it's like Island 14, you know the one that's roughly shaped a bit like a pig? You heard like referred to as that?
I've just been AFK and I haven't really been following any of the looking for notes.
I was there and like it was completely empty, and then like the rune core thing spawned, and I think for about half hour where the entire island had about 100 people on it, and there was constant death, not the, what do you call them, the skulls and blood pools for like an hour, just solid. It was insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and now sort of looking forward to like more updates. What do you think about the QBD, which has been scheduled for release later this month?
I'm looking forward to it being soloable for sure. I'm not quite sure about the drops. They said that it would have like dragon-themed drops. So they confirmed a dragon kite shield drop, but I'm not really sure what else they mean.
I'm thinking maybe dragon crossbow or something like that.
Well, they confirmed that Modmark said that they wouldn't do dragon crossbow, but they have gone back on what they've said before plenty of times, so yeah. It's a possibility. I don't know. I was thinking maybe some other random dragon weapon, like dragon short sword or something. I don't know.
I'm thinking about something that's probably they might slip through Q&A or something like that, but that they may like completely fail on this and not make it on like an instant world. So there's only 139 worlds, and only one person can go in at a time. I can imagine they're going to do something. They're going to do something like that, aren't they? There's no way they're going to do it flawlessly. Then obviously later in the year, hasn't been announced when yet, but same opinion about Caliphite Queen? King, yeah.
King. I don't really know about that. They haven't. I mean, the Dragon Kite Shield was the only anticipated drop, so I'm not really sure what they'd make the King drop.
Yeah. I reckon about the Dragon Kite Shield. I reckon it's not going to be like really good. Like it's not going to be able to beat, say, Chaotic Kite Shield or like an Ellie or anything like that. I reckon it'll be like sort of like the other dragon drops, sort of like a cosmetic thing that's not too great.
Yeah, people on my other videos were suggesting it would be high priced because it would be rare, like a mythical dragon, or like the Dragon Wilhelm from Myth Dragons. But if it is like that, that sort of makes Caliphite Queen, or Queen Black Dragon useless because no one kills Myth Dragons for money, really. Yeah. They're just not worth it. So I hope the Caliphite, or the the Queen Black Dragon doesn't end up that way.
It's really confusing, these names, isn't it? It's like, you're thinking KBD, but it's cute. Yeah, I reckon it will end up being something like that. It'll be like one of those bosses, sort of like the King Black Dragon and Caliphite Queen, or whatever they are now, that you just go to for fun, rather than, like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope it's worth doing, but I wouldn't really expect it.
Yeah. I reckon on release, it'll obviously be like everything. Everything on release seems to be ridiculous. It's like... The Polypore staff, someone was like born for PVM, bought one for like 300 mil when it first came out. Something ridiculous.
Wow.
I have got which question next? Do you ever feel like you're running out of stuff to do on RS, or do you always have like constant goals that you're sort of setting in your head and things?
I have some goals, but mostly it's just making videos now. I haven't really... I mean, I've got my goal to get one of every rare, and then now I'm working on RuneSpan, but besides that, I don't really have all that much going on. Just videos.
Yeah, that's sort of most of you. I'm pretty sure I probably would have quit if I hadn't been making videos. Like, I always like to sort of not disappoint people. Like, if I set myself a goal, I'll try my best to sort of achieve it. Just sort of for the videos, so people can see that I'm making progression, like trying hard to help and make videos and stuff that people will enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have some more questions. Next page. What if there was any kind of boss like that would be interesting tactics and stuff? Like, what kind of boss would you create? How hard would it be? And like, what sort of combat tactics do you reckon would be involved in killing it?
That's tough. I don't really do a lot of boss hunting, so I don't really think about that kind of thing. I would like it soloable. I don't like the team mechanics for bosses, mostly because I just don't like finding a team. I don't know, like next, there's always someone who like has to go to the bathroom between every trip, and it just takes forever.
Yeah, I don't know, I kind of like next though. I'm just sort of getting to the level where I can do it now. Obviously I don't have any of the gear or anything, like, I'm still going to just like Armadillo and Spectral and Neek and all that. But I'm still finding it like really enjoyable. It's just the thrill that the drops are just worth so much money. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like killing, but yeah, I don't really like not getting drops for so long at normal bosses.
Yeah, it's like something like Corp where it's just ridiculously rare to get the drop.
Yeah, Corp is way too rare.
Although I seem to have the best luck at Corp. Well, I've had something like 3 sigils and a total of maybe 200 Corp kills.
Wow.
I'm so lucky there, but they're all really troll sigils. Oh, I got another question that has been asked by one of my friends. He said, must ask, your hair, how long does it take to like look after your hair?
Dreadlocks don't really take much. The only real difference between dreadlocks and normal long hair is that dreadlocks take longer to wash and dry because you've really got to make sure that they're all soaked through. And then they just take a lot longer to dry, of course. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really take all that much work now.
Ah, nice. So is like, do you have to use like any special shampoo, or is it just literally just you have to take more care?
You're supposed to use shampoo that's residue free. You don't want stuff like, I mean, pretty much if you can't smell the shampoo in your hair once you're done, that means that it didn't leave a residue.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really it.
Yeah. I think that's about it on the question front. So, is there
Okay.
anything you'd like to add before it finishes?
Nothing that comes to mind.
Okay. Well, good luck in the Ellie contest that I also see you entered.
Oh yes, thank you.
And everybody, please show your appreciation for Castles coming on here. I'll leave a link to his description annotated on the screen and in the description. And if you wouldn't mind leaving a like for just to show the appreciation, and any other questions that you have that I may have missed out, leave them as a comment and I'll see if I can get them to him. Bye.